After challenging Newman to a duel, Lloyd is quickly faced with the reality of what he's done. Javier questions him seriously. So you will duel Sir Newman in 1 month. Are you confident that you can win? Lloyd, shocked and panicked, responds bluntly. What? Are you dumb? Of course not. He quickly explains the gravity of the situation. He's a low-level sword expert knight who can use the mana heart skill. And I am a nobody. What do you think? Were you even thinking? Growing more frustrated, Lloyd questions Javier's reasoning. Are you even thinking in that head of yours? Huh. As Lloyd continues to complain, Javier's thoughts reveal his growing frustration with Lloyd's antics. I was close to cutting him down. Javier reflects on the chaotic events that led to the duel. Two suddenly throw dirt in Sir Newman's face and challenge him to a duel. I thought he was back to his old hooligan ways. However, despite Lloyd's unpredictable behavior, Javier begins to realize there might be a method to the madness. But for that, it all seems too calculated. He asked the Baron to separate US to pick a fight with him, and then he designated Sir Byron as a substitute overseer to supervise the work of the soldiers. Javier grows even more confused by Lloyd's current lack of confidence. Now he says he's not confident about the duel. I don't get it at all. How filthy. I wish I could cut him down. Lloyd, seeing an opportunity, shifts the conversation to his next plan. So, Sir Javier, there's something I need you to do. Javier, already anticipating something troublesome, listens as Lloyd continues. Teach me how to use a sword. Without hesitation, Javier refuses. I refuse. Lloyd predictably complains. Why? Javier, stern and direct, explains his reasoning. First of all, my job is only to watch you. And second of all, if scum like you, excuse me, human trash, such as yourself, learns how to use a sword, others around you would be in even greater danger. Lloyd, annoyed by Javier's brutal honesty, responds sarcastically. Hey, aren't you supposed to tone it down when you correct yourself? Despite the rejection, Lloyd presses on. Anyway, so, you're saying you don't want to teach me, right? Lloyd, always quick to adapt, hatches a new plan. With a mischievous grin, he presents an irresistible offer. Even if teaching me how to sword fight means I'm going to cure your insomnia? Javier, stunned by Lloyd's knowledge of his struggle, reacts internally. How does he know about that? Lloyd, smug and confident, reveals his secret. It's in the book, and I also know the cause of your insomnia. Lloyd begins to explain the deeper lore behind Javier's condition. In the book, The Knight of Blood and Iron, knights are typically divided into 4 ranks. He elaborates on the ranking system: Sword Master, High-Level Sword Expert, Mid-Level Sword Expert, Low-Level Sword Expert. Lloyd then reveals that Javier is on the verge of becoming a Sword Master, and Javier is on the verge of transitioning from a high-level sword expert to a sword master. Excitedly, Lloyd explains the consequences of this transformation. He's right on the border of human and superhuman. With his senses so sharpened, there's no way he can sleep. Lloyd concludes his explanation with a flourish. In other words, it's the side effect of being a sword master. It is the so-called sword master syndrome. Lloyd, confident in his knowledge of Javier's insomnia, proposes a deal. With a smug expression, he declares that Javier has insomnia written all over his face. Although reluctant, Javier agrees to try, but remains skeptical, boasting that no remedy, cognitive therapy, herbs, aromatherapy, exercise, or Eastern medicine, has worked for him. Lloyd, unfazed by Javier's disbelief, mocks him, revealing that he simply read from a textbook on reinforced concrete, claiming it to be 18 times more sleep-inducing than any magic spell. Triumphantly, Lloyd declares that Javier's swordsmanship is now his. Javier, however, retaliates by assigning Lloyd immediate physical training, ordering him to run 50 laps. He watches in disbelief as Lloyd complies without complaint. As Lloyd runs, he complains but continues, mocking Javier by suggesting he assumed Lloyd would refuse and thus be denied training. The system humorously notes that Lloyd's annoying brat skill has increased, much to Lloyd's annoyance. Reflecting on his hard life in Korea, Lloyd compares his current struggle to his previous backbreaking work, where he carried bricks up 4-story buildings and loaded trucks just to survive. Despite the difficulty, he finds his new life far better. Impressed by Lloyd's persistence, Javier finally agrees to teach him sword fighting techniques. A system alert reveals that Lloyd's approval rating with Javier has increased by 1 point, and his relationship score rises to 29 RP. Meanwhile, the Baroness, concerned about an upcoming duel, discusses it with Newman, her trusted knight. She expresses disbelief at Lloyd's disrespect, but advises Newman not to be too harsh, wanting him only to pull Lloyd back to his senses. Newman agrees outwardly, but secretly plots to use the duel to his advantage, that Newman's true intentions are darker. He contemplates killing Lloyd during the duel. If the Baron takes issue with it, he plans to kill both the Baron and Baroness, disguising their deaths as a suicide, and leave the village for a better life. He is eager to accelerate his plans, laughing at the opportunity Lloyd's challenge presents. That a month passes, and the day of the duel arrives. Newman, calm and composed, asks Lloyd if he is ready. Lloyd, full of confidence and smirking, responds that he is ready to knock Newman's lights out.